Today we're going to be looking at the Dooney Bourke Nano Satchel. So let's get into it. So I've had my eye on Dooney Bourke for quite some time now, and I did manage to pick up this little guy in the Black Friday sale. So this is the Nano Satchel. So this is the smallest size that they do, and it is in the colour navy. So if you can see there in the light, it almost looks black, but it is actually navy. When you see it in the daylight, it does look more navy than it does inside. So how adorable is this bag? So let me give you a rotation. So we've got the front, the side, the back, the other side, and then the front. So this is super, super cute. Now, this is a very small bag. It does measure 21.5 centimetres in length, 14 centimetres in height, and 12.5 centimetres in depth there. So this is a bag for you to carry your essentials around in. Even though it is small, I do feel like you can still fit quite a lot in here just because it is quite a decent sized depth there. So if we look up close here, you can see that it does have this beautiful yellow stitching all the way around the bag. So we have it on the front. We also have it on the top there as well, where the zip is, and on the zip pull. And then we also have it around the tassels on the side. So I really like that this bag comes with tassels, and it's navy on the outside, and then you have this beautiful green suede on the inside of the tassels there. So I really, really like those. I think they're beautiful. Now, this bag does also have feet on the bottom. So we do have 4 feet on here, which I love. I love a bag that actually has feet on there. It does just protect your bag for when you're popping it down. It's not going to get any scratches or anything like that on the bottom when you're pulling it down on a surface. So I really, really like that feature. It also has this gold brass hardware on here. So there is a little bit of the hardware on the bag. So we have it on the circles here, a little bit on the studs here, and on the hooks as well here, and also on the feet. So there is quite a little bit of hardware on there, and it actually does feel like really good hardware. Like, it doesn't feel cheap or flimsy or anything like that. It actually feels really sturdy. One of the features that I do really like is the handles. So we have this beautiful stitching in the brown tea morrow, and the detail of this is stunning. So if you can see that there, look how nice that stitching is. And it's the attention to detail that they have on this bag that makes it look really expensive. Now, Dooney Bourke bags, I think, are quite reasonably priced. I did pick this up in the Black Friday sale, so it was on sale when I picked this up. So I think I paid about $425 for this bag. So I think that was a really good value. It is in the Florentine leather. So the smell of the leather is gorgeous. Like, it has such a strong smell of leather, and it's very smooth. It's very soft. Now, I know with this kind of leather, you do have to be careful in the rain. It is a bag that can sort of get damaged in the rain. With that being said, I did use it today outside and it was raining, and I haven't noticed any marks on the bag, any discoloration or anything like that. But I did spray it with a stain spray, like a wet and stain spray, just to protect the bag. I know some people don't like to use those sprays on Florentine leather. They do like the leather just to be natural and as it is. But I did just want to protect it because I'm not a huge fan of seeing water stains or anything like that on the bag. I would prefer to use a protection on it just to make sure that the bag stays the way it is. And I haven't had any issues with it, and I haven't noticed, again, any watermarks or anything like that, even though it was in the rain. If you do have lighter colours, like the natural colour, I'm not sure how that would go. You may see some darkening of the leather, but it does actually say on their website that if it does get wet, it will darken, but then as it dries, it will go back to its natural state. So if you want to protect your bag with a spray or something like that, I guess that's personal choice, or whether you want to just leave the leather as it is. Now, we do have a zip closure on the top here, and the actual zip pull, again, it has that yellow stitching in the middle there, and then it has this beautiful sort of rope detail as well on that zip. So there's a lot of detail on this bag, which is what makes it so pretty. We also have the red fabric alongside the zip. And then inside, when you open it, you have that beautiful green suede just popping out. So it just adds that pop of colour inside. And then inside the bag, it is a red colour. I'll show you that in a second. I just want to briefly show you as well on the front that you do have the Dooney Bourke logo on there, very subtle. So it is in the same leather. It's not in any gold hardware or anything like that. It is the same colour as the bag. So inside, it does actually come with a dust bag. So you do just get sort of a generic Dooney Bourke dust bag there. And then you also get a crossbody strap. It is quite a thin strap, but it does have adjustments on both ends. So you can adjust it at this side, and then you can also adjust it on the other end. And the ends, they're just your standard clips on the end there. This also has that yellow stitching on there for that extra bit of detail, and then multiple holes for you to adjust it with the gold hardware as well. So just on the buckle there and on the actual clasp there as well. So the strap is a shorter width there, but again, I do feel like it is a comfortable strap. So the strap drop is also 62 centimeters long, which can be adjusted. So I think that's a really good size strap there. Inside the bag, like I said before, we do have that beautiful green suede here. And then the rest of the bag inside is red. So it is this beautiful red colour inside the bag. Now we have a Dooney Bourke logo just on the back here. And then there are 3 pockets inside the bag. So we do have a zip pocket in the back here, and then like a slip pocket. And then on the other side, we also just have a slip pocket there. So there's 2 slip pockets and a zip inside the bag. There is also a key holder in here as well, which I really like. Sometimes when you've got things in the bag and you're trying to find your keys and things, it's really hard to find sometimes. So I do like a bag that does have a key holder in here. And this is sort of like a gunmetal colour on the actual clasp there. So it's not gold like the strap or any of the other hardware. It is sort of this gun metal colour. So you do have the yellow stitching inside the bag as well around the pockets and on the little leather label that tells you that it's a Dooney Bourke bag. Now the closure here is a little bit smaller than the width of the bottom of the bag, but I actually find it's okay to get my hand in and out of quite easily. When it's on the body, it is quite easy to get in and out the bag as well. I haven't had any issues with that. And it is super comfortable. Now, a few people have said that the bags are a little bit heavier. I haven't noticed that. Like when I pick this up, it doesn't feel heavy to me. Whether that's because it's the nano size, so again, it is the smallest size they do. I don't feel that at all. It feels very comfortable and just like a normal bag. If you had the larger satchel bags, that might be a little bit different. And again, you can fit more things into that bag. So the more things you put in a bag, obviously the heavier it's going to be. But I find this bag super comfortable to wear. So you can carry it with the top handles here, or you can attach the strap and wear it crossbody. Now, when the bag comes, mine came with the top bit here standing up, and I know that some are stiffer than others, the leather, so you might have to sort of wear them in that little bit. But if you kind of just push the bag down at the top, you kind of get that more of that slouch look, which is kind of what's popular at the moment. That's kind of how I've seen a lot of people wear the bags, and I think that looks super cute. I actually don't mind it standing up though either when it's crossbody, because it does make it that little bit easier to get in and out of. But I think the more you wear it, the more that leather is actually going to loosen, and you will be able to sort of keep it down like that when you're wearing it. If you're using it top handle, you can just push it down and it will stay down. If it's on the body, it does kind of pop back up when the handles fall down. So I find if I'm wearing it crossbody that I'd maybe just stand the handles up so it sits flat against the body there. If you put the handles down, I feel like this can kind of get in the way when it's pressed up against the body. Another thing to mention too is where the hoops are here. So if you've got the strap up, I do feel like sometimes it can make a little bit of a dent in the leather there, just from where the strap is kind of pushing onto the leather. But if you kind of massage the leather with your finger, it does kind of remove that mark, and it kind of almost disappears just from like maybe like the natural oils of your fingers. It just kind of buffs that kind of dent, or same with scratches as well. If you have a scratch on the bag, again, you can kind of rub it with your finger and it kind of buffs that scratch out. So that's really handy to know. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what actually fits inside the bag. So I have packed this as full as I can. So it kind of comes up to about here, I would say, but you can still kind of fold it over to get that slouch look. So let me show you what I've put in here. I have my perfume here. I have my keys here. I also have my phone, my pouch here, and that also has a few essentials in there. So inside the pouch, I have a lipstick, I have a comb, I have some mints, and some like gift cards, and then just a little bit of cash. So that all fits perfectly inside this pouch here. I have my sunglasses as well here. So just sort of the magnetic closure, and my sunglasses are inside. Super handy sunglasses case because it's nice and slim, so it just kind of slips into the bag. I have my card holder here, my gate key, my mirror here, so just my little Louis Vuitton mirror. And then I have just clipped my car key onto the little key holder inside. So that works really well for the car key. So that's everything that was inside the bag. So it is nice and empty now. And I think that's pretty good for a small bag. Like, it's got all my essentials in there and then some. So that's pretty much everything that I carry around with me on a daily basis. Now, I do feel with like larger items, so like the pouch and my phone, you do kind of have to put them in the bag on an angle like that, and then kind of push it down to the bottom, because it is narrower on the top and then it gets wider. If you go in on an angle like that and then twist it around, it does actually fit into the bag. So I did also pick up the micro size of this bag, which is the next size up. So I will be doing a separate review on that bag. But this bag, I think for me, I'm going to get a lot of use out of. I'm someone that loves a good mini bag, and especially when it does fit all my essentials in and I can get in and out of the bag quite easily. I do think this is going to be sort of a go-to bag for me. I will tend to wear it crossbody rather than the top handles. I do kind of like a bag that does have top handles because I do like to just sort of grab and go when I'm in the car. So if a bag does have top handles and a crossbody strap, that's definitely a plus for me. So let's touch on some pros and cons of the bag. So let's start with some pros first. So it is in this beautiful Florentine leather, and it is so smooth. You can really tell the quality of the leather just from the smell as well as the feel. It has beautiful attention to detail on there with all the stitching and the gold hardware. And I also love the fact that it does have feet on there. You have the beautiful tassels on the side for sort of decoration with the two-tone colouring. So with the green inside and the navy on the outside. It is more of an affordable price tag, I feel, than some of the higher brand bags, but the quality is still there. So even though it isn't as expensive, I do feel like this is a really good quality bag. I also love the pops of colour, so like the red on the zip there, and then the beautiful green suede on the inside. I think that's a really nice feature. And the fact that it does have a separate keychain inside, separate key holder. I think that's, again, a really nice feature. So let's touch on some cons. So some people have said that they find it harder to get in and out of the bag because it is narrower on the top with this particular size. I haven't had that issue, but I can see if you do have larger hands, maybe it would be harder for you to get in and out of the bag. Now, even though I find the Florentine leather beautiful, you do have to be careful when getting it wet, because I guess with some of the lighter colours, it is known to deepen the tones of the bag and discolour it. So I haven't had any issues with that. And like I said, it does say on the website that if it does get wet, it may darken at first, but then it will get lighter again. I personally haven't had that experience, so I can't say whether that's true or not, but that can sort of be a con for some people. Apart from that, I can't really think of any other cons for the bag. I'm super happy with it. I'm really glad I picked it up, and I can actually see why people get so addicted to buying these bags, because now I actually do want another one in another colour. So I am looking at the chestnut colour and also the Bordeaux colour in the nano size. So with the micro size that I picked up, I did get the colour Ivy, which is also a beautiful colour. So let me know if you have a Dooney & Bourke bag, what size you have, and which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing and hit that like button if you did find this review helpful. I will link some of the videos on the screen for you to watch next if you are interested. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.